I'm Geddes. I'm a student at the Montfort University. Like was mentioned, I'm talking about forensic analysis of private browsing. So I'm going to do a quick introduction to private browsing and the aims of the research, what the experiment consists of, the software used, some of the analysis that has been completed so far, and then a quick conclusion and then further research that can be conducted. So over 3 billion people use the internet. The most popular browsers are listed there. Each of the browser has ability to browse privately, so hide the data. Each browser is claimed to remove the data after its private browsing session is closed. So any history or cookies that were on the computer should be wiped. And private browsing was designed by these browsers for users to buy surprise gifts for loved ones. However, this isn't always the case. Some research has found that often adult sites are used. So if adult sites are used during private browsing, what else could other users use private browsing for? The same study also explained that there are 2 ways of finding private browsing artifacts. These can be from what's left from web, so outside looking in, or from the local machine. Research into gaining private browsing artifacts from a web perspective has been quite extensive. However, from collecting artifacts from the local machine, there's been very little research, particularly in the hard drive and volatile memory. In both methods, artifacts have been found, but not much has been done from the perspective of a forensic investigator. So the aims of my research was to examine and investigate whether private browsing leaves behind any artifacts. And I've conducted this research, again, from the perspective of a forensic investigator, and the results of the artifacts have been analysed and evaluated. So the experiment itself was conducted on a virtual machine. It was a Windows 7 virtual machine. I installed each browser separately so that there's no contamination of artifacts. I then did standard browsing in the private browsing mode, so going to websites like BBC and watching a video, downloading things. Once I'd finished doing this browsing, I'd closed the browser and acquired the RAM, shut down the machine, and acquired the hard drive. The software I used, so the virtual machine was in VM VirtualBox. I analysed the RAM with Dumpit and CIF Workstation. I acquired the hard drive with FTK Imager, and will be using Encase and Autopsy to analyse some more. I used Dumpit and CIF Workstation to create a text file, which then I use keywords to search to find specific artifacts. These are some of my results. So each browser showed artifacts from each website that I visited. Chrome, Firefox, Internet Explorer and Opera didn't have the password for the email account that I used, but Safari had it in clear text, nice and easy for you to see. Chrome had both the received and sent email that I created. Firefox only had some artifacts. Again, Internet Explorer had both the emails. Opera, I couldn't find the sent email, but there was some artifacts left from the received email. And only Internet Explorer showed me the location of the bookmark that I created. So, in conclusion, sorry it's been really brief, the RAM analysis has showed that browsing artifacts are left behind during each browsing experience I did. In the real world, you couldn't prove that these artifacts did come from private browsing, because this is highly manufactured just for this experiment. For more meaningful results, I do the hard drive analysis and compare what I found in the hard drive in places like some of the more awkward places, and then compare them. Further research, I feel like it's quite an early stage, so the research could spread much further. So using standard private browsing simultaneously, as seeing what can be found. Chrome and Firefox have extension and add-ons, and that what changes the way private browsing modes can be used. I didn't even touch other operating systems, so that includes Windows 10 as well as MacBooks and Linux. And mobile browsers have the ability to use private browsing too.